I don't need to be in the frame for this, but periodically go back and check your steering wheel inside the cabin of the vehicle. Make sure that it's still straight, because again, when we pull this rack out, we want it to be in the same position, because we don't want to have too much turn and not on the same. Does that make sense? Makes sense, fair enough. So just periodically check your steering wheel, make sure that it's straight. And I've got my BFH, my persuasive. Okay, so here's our new nylon nut. We don't want to damage this one. But I also don't want to use the fork because it's a brand new tie rod and we'll damage the seal and the bushing, and we'll have to buy new tie rods. So I just put the old nut that I had from the old tie rod, kind of flush it, and just like that. We'll just give it a little tap. All right, so this will come out when we start working our spindle out. So that's good enough. Okay, we're going to tap out the lower control arm. We don't need to show the upper control arm because it's the same process. So, and again, we still have the spindle secured with these two bolts. These are going to be the last two things we take out. All right. Now you can kind of see what I'm getting at. We don't need to take it off the spindle because again, we don't want to damage. Unless you need to replace these, it's fine. These are brand new. I don't need to fork. I don't need to use the fork to tap them out. We'll just take them out from the frame and we'll put the spindle on back as a unit. I'm gonna come around here. There we go. All right. Now, can you see how that's moving? That whole spindle's moving. We're getting close. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to take our BFH, and I have my, can you focus in here on the retaining nut of the CV axle, because we need to break this free. I'm not going to use my new my new retaining nut to, I don't know why that makes me giggle like I'm in elementary school, but we're going to go grab our old retaining nut and do the same as we just did on the tie rod. So stand by here for a second. I'm really excited because sometimes we don't have, it's not that we don't have access, and I'm not trying to get into anybody's personal finances, but sometimes we just don't have the tools. And of course, any job is easy when you have the proper tool. Sometimes we've got to get a little bit ingenious, just like I took my my upper part of the floor jack to use as a pipe for leverage on my breaker bar. But I am really excited to show you, if you don't know, how we're going to get this CV axle out, again, with just what I think is simple ingenuity, because there actually is a CV axle puller. It's a slide hammer. We're going to make a slide rope. Okay, so we were just talking kind of off frame, and like I said earlier, I am hopping mad, you know, because all of this, because somebody sent me a defective part that, you know, wasn't remanufactured properly to begin with. So if you don't know or have the know-how and you had to go back to the dealer, or well, one, a dealer's not going to take another, you know, person's remanufactured part. It's either theirs or nothing. But if you went to an independent mechanic, you paid once, you got all this work done, plus the alignment, only to find out that the doggone thing is bad. Now you've got to do it a second time. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's why I'm livid, but hey, life happens, right? So, all right, we're removing our retaining nut from the CV axle. Because I don't want to damage, as you can see, it's new. I've replaced the CV axles as well. Those are brand new on both sides. I think I've got it loose enough. Power tools, power tools. Then we will put the old one back on. And I don't need to show this. If you can see it, great. If not, all I'm doing is just giving a little squirt of WD-40. Okay. There. All right, that's good enough. Come back with the persuader and just give a little tap. You should be able to see that moving, the center. So it's broken free from the splines, and it shouldn't have been that hard to begin with because, again, the CV axle is brand new. If you have original or the CV axle has been in there for a while, you may really have to kind of bang on it to get it to break free. And then when we actually remove these last two bolts, it'll work away. Okay, we're getting closer. We are getting closer. As you can see, we've got our CV axle remaining. We've got our tie rod assembly. And what I mean by the assembly is this is the outer, and behind this boot is the inner because it's screwed into the shaft of the CV axle. I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna show you that tool that I was talking about, or because I have the clearance, I can actually get a pipe wrench in here. Other cars are different. We're focused on the Range Rover because that's what we have. We're not focused on other cars. But if you happen to be watching this and you do have a different vehicle, you may be able to get a pipe wrench on the ball joint, and you may not. You may need the special tool. So we're moved on to our tie rod. We're going to get this boot pulled back, but I want to make just a couple of pointers. Hopefully you have the protective coverings. We can get a shot of that, but that's really not that big of a deal. I don't think I should have to explain to you how to get the two plastic coverings that cover this area off. Also, because like I said, I've done this job already a first time, and you'll have to go and just do a little bit of research, and it's not much. Just do a quick search on doing an alignment yourself. I have already taken measurements, and I still have those measurements. So even if I get into a bind, I can revert back to what I originally measured when I had to do the job the first time. But the point I'm getting at is I am not going to I'm removing the tie rod as an assembly. I'm not removing the outer portion because that's going to mess up the toe angle. And just so we're clear, when we do this, there is no camber in the front of our vehicles. There's only toe. So the point being, I'm just going to remove this tie rod as an assembly, put it back on, because I just had an alignment not even a week ago. So when we put the new rack in, I will put these back on in their same length, and then on top of which I'm only 5 miles from my alignment shop, so it's not like I have to go far. So anyways, moving on. All right, we've got a retaining clip here. We just used our adjustable pliers. Then I actually secured the inner portion with a zip tie. So I am just going to reposition myself here and get this thing cut out. You know what? Actually, I forgot. I think I can. Where is my flat head? Ta-da! Because I used a reusable zip tie, so I can just release the tension and it comes right out. Okay, we can move our boot back, and can we see this is our ball joint? sometimes, and again, different vehicles have different types of parts. Sometimes they're just smooth, but if you can see that there are ridges or platforms, if you will, almost like a socket, this is what I'm saying. We can put a pipe wrench on here and loosen it, or I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Let me reposition myself. Pipe wrench, follow me, and loosen it. Right. What do I mean by the tie rod as an assembly? What I mean by that is it's two separate parts. This is the outer. It spins off if we were to release this retaining or this staying bolt, if you want to call it. I forget the exact name of it, but you get what I'm talking about. If we were to loosen this, we could spin this outer tie rod out, separating it from the inner tie rod. So what we have here is an inner tie rod tool. Okay. We undo our little nuts here. And I'll try to get a little closer. You can see that it's grooved or splined, so that in the event your ball joint is all smooth, it'll still bite down on it when we ratchet this in. So I think it's kind of self-explanatory here. One portion goes underneath, the other goes over. Move a little boot out of the way here. It's hard when you have help, but you're trying to show it as if you're doing it by yourself. But I'm gonna do my best not to ask our G36 classified drone pilot to not lend a hand.
That's a FAA Part 107 UAS pipe.
Yep. Triple top secret is what I call it. All right, now we've got it secured, so we just need to run the bolts or the nuts down just a little bit. And I am going to grab my small socket. Tighten these up. Doesn't need to be super tight. Okay, now the bottom portion of the tool has a squared hole where you can get your ratchet in. Okay, and then we'll put some leverage on it. I love this ratchet. As you can see, I can adjust it, get some leverage going, and just break that free. Follow me? Now that it's broken free, we can get our tool off of it. And back. Okay, now we've gotten the ball joint loose. Okay, so we can just kind of bring it back so that we can get this tool off. Because it's only so far that you can go, you know, with the ratchet itself. So what we'll do is we'll get the tool off. That out. Okay, and then we can take our adjustable pliers and finish it out. And again, the tie rod assembly is brand new, so it's packed full of grease, and we want to do as much as we possibly can to keep this thing clear of any dirt, because we're going to put it back on. Now, in some instances, your new rack may actually come with the inner tie rod portion, but not the outer tie rod. My rack and pinion actually came with the inners, but the new one I have coming tomorrow will not, because I don't need them. I think that's good enough. So now we can actually spin this out. And again, the reason we're taking this off is so that we now have more clearance to get the rack out. So we can set our part to the side there. As I mentioned, I'm going to secure this better so that it doesn't get dirty.